on adult does. All I can do is control the things I can control, lock in on myself, lock in on my team.
Zion Williamson is the NBA's ultimate enigma. A walking contradiction. Built like a rhinoceros, moves like a leopard. In one moment, he looks like the second coming of Charles Barkley crossed with a prime Shaquille O'Neal. In another, he seems like they're out of shape lovechild, an overweight, injury-prone figure watching from the sidelines as another season slips away. No player in recent memory has embodied the tension between promise and peril quite like Zion. And now, as he enters what should be the prime of his career, everyone's asking the same question yet again. Will this time be different? In February 2025, the New Orleans Pelicans announced something that made basketball fans across the world sit up. Zion had dropped to 264 pounds, the lightest he had been since
It sucks. I don't know how else to say it. It just sucks. I love this game.
his rookie year. And the results were almost immediate. In the second half of the season, Zion played the best basketball of his career. Was dominant, efficient, present, a force on both ends of the court. It felt like we were finally witnessing the Zion we had all been promised, the generational talent drafted first overall in 2019, is destined to change the game. But then came the familiar chorus of skepticism. Could it last? Would it last? Or were we watching another fleeting chapter in the saga of Zion Williamson? A saga filled with injuries, weight issues, off-court drama, and unfulfilled expectations. The truth is, Zion's NBA story has always been more about what might be than what is. Since entering the league in 2019, he's only played in 45% of his possible games. And perhaps more damning, he's never logged a single minute in the playoffs. Not one. In 6 years. For a player hailed as the next LeBron James, that's a devastating stat. Even the Pelicans, the franchise that believed enough in Zion to build their future around him, have hedged their bets. His massive contract, $193 million, potentially rising to $231 million, comes with a clause that is as humiliating as it is practical. Zion must keep his combined weight and body fat percentage below 295. It's the kind of stipulation you'd expect in an insurance policy.
Jonas brings a different kind of threat to the game. It's always knowing your personnel. Steven brought
Not the contract of a supposed franchise cornerstone. But such is the Zion dilemma, a once-in-a-generation talent whose body and choices refuse to follow the script. His story begins like a fairy tale. In 2016, clips of a teenage Zion performing gravity-defying dunks began going viral. It was as if someone had fused a linebacker's build with a gymnast's agility. At just 5'9", he started as a point guard, and there was nothing to suggest he would become a basketball phenom. But then came the growth spurt. By 9th grade, he shot up to 6'3", and by his sophomore year, he reached 6'6". His knees and back ached. His body struggled to keep up. But once the pain subsided, what emerged was unlike anything basketball had ever seen. A freak athlete with the handle of a guard and the power
I'm gonna sit down with the organization that drafts me and
of a power forward who's unstoppable. By his junior year, Zion was averaging 37 points and 13 rebounds. By senior year, he was a full-blown sensation. Celebrities wore his jersey. ESPN dedicated segments to his high school games. He dunked like a man among children, throwing down windmills, tomahawks, and alley-oops with either hand. Built like a tank with a 45-inch vertical, he looked like he'd been summoned from a video game. The hype was real. He was the most talked-about high school player since LeBron. He chose Duke for college, joining R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish to form a juggernaut. The moment he stepped on the court, Zion justified every ounce of hype. In his debut, he dropped 28 points. Against Syracuse, he put up 35. He broke freshman records. He dunked over everybody. Even President Barack Obama came to watch him play. And then, in a moment that changed everything, his Nike shoe exploded during a game, injuring his knee and sending Nike's stock tumbling by over $1 billion. Zion returned just weeks later and dominated again. In the ACC tournament, he shot 13 for 13 in a single game, a performance so perfect it set records. In March Madness, CBS created the Zion Cam, a camera devoted solely to tracking his every move. He was a spectacle, and when Duke was eliminated in the Elite Eight, it was as if college basketball collectively sighed. Zion's chapter was over. The NBA awaited. With the No. 1 pick in the 2019 draft, the Pelicans selected Zion Williamson. A new era was about to begin, or so we thought. Before the season even began, disaster struck. Zion tore his meniscus in the preseason. What was supposed to be a 6-week recovery turned into 3 months. The Pelicans were cautious. Zion was their prized possession. They weren't going to risk it. On January 20th, 2020, Zion finally made his NBA debut. It started slow. Minutes restrictions. Shaky rhythm. Just 5 points through 3 quarters. Then came the explosion. Zion went 4-4-4 from 3, scoring 17 straight points in the fourth quarter and electrifying the entire league. Welcome to the NBA. From there, the numbers piled up. A 13-game streak of 20 points, a record for a teenager. A rookie season, averaging 22.5 points on 58% shooting. In his sophomore campaign, he got even better. He scored 27 per game on 61% shooting. He made the All-Star team. He bulldozed through defenders. He floated through the air like a ballet dancer. At 270 pounds, he moved with the grace of a guard and the power of a train, and then came the foot injury, a Jones fracture. Kept him out for the entire 2022 season. The Pelicans kept pushing back his return. First December, then the All-Star break. Then it never came. He ballooned in weight. Fans questioned his commitment, yet the Pelicans still offered him a massive extension, partially guaranteed, yes, but still a statement of belief. And when he returned in 2023, he immediately made his presence felt. He was overweight, but still dominant offensively. He scored 25 in his debut. He averaged 33 in early December and was named Player of the Week. On December 28, 2023, Zion dropped a career-high 43 points. But then again, a hamstring injury. Out for weeks. Voted to the All-Star game, but never played. His return was postponed. Again, and again, and again. The Pelicans lost their play-in game without him. Another season. Another injury? 0 playoff minutes. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, the off-court drama erupted. Zion became a tabloid headline. Entangled in a scandal with adult film actress Mariah Mills while expecting a child with another woman. It was a summer to forget, but 2024 brought something new. Hope. A healthy Zion, finally. His scoring dipped slightly to 22.9 per game, but he added a career-high 5 assists and improved on defense. He led the Pelicans to 49 wins, the second-best season in franchise history, in the play-in game against the Lakers. He played the best basketball of his life, dominated the paint, tied the game with 40 points, and then with the crowd roaring. Zion pulled up, grabbing his hamstring. Another cruel twist. He was done. The Pelicans lost. Zion watched from the bench. The 2025 season started strong. Then another hamstring injury. Another 27 games missed. Team spiraling. Key players injured. Just 5 wins in 34 games. Zion suspended for missing a team flight. Trade rumors swirling. His value had never been lower. But when he returned, something was different. He was lighter, quicker, locked in. At 264 pounds, he looked like a new man. He dropped 40 on Sacramento, recorded the first triple-double of his career, then a second. He was active defensively, crashing passing lanes, contesting shots, leading with intensity, and then, again, shut down. Only 30 games played in 20-5. It's been 6 years. Still no playoff minutes, still no full season. Still more questions than answers. Zion says he's finally doing the work. Mobility drills, hamstring strength, dietary discipline. He wants to be healthy. He believes he can, but fans are cautious. They've seen this cycle too many times. The injuries, The restrictions, the tension with staff, the vague answers, the heartbreak, yet still only 2.5. If Zion stays healthy, truly healthy, he can be a top 10 player, can dominate on both ends, can be a 2.885 guy. He can be Olanbe, first team, MVP candidate, the face of the league. But every year, the list of ifs grows longer. If he stays healthy, if he keeps the weight off, if the off-court noise fades, if he and the SP Pelicans can finally get on the same page. If the injuries stop, it's all still possible. But the clock is ticking for Zion Williamson, for New Orleans. For everything this could still be, for everything it might never become.